Hello, good evening. Try that again. Hello, and welcome to another Monday Night Live at Cafe Gratitude. Another full house. Last week we had an amazing full house for Dr. Doug Graham, and of course for tonight, Matt Monarch and Mrs. Angela Stokes-Monarch. We have another full house. I feel really lucky that we were able to get them to come in and talk to us this evening on their way back from Fort Bragg. Did any of you guys go to the Fort Bragg Festival? Clap, because no one can. Okay, 2 people went. Okay, well, it was supposed to be great. We were supposed to go ourselves, and we were very disappointed we didn't get to go, but it was for really good reasons. Steven, my partner, and I opened a new office, our very first office outside of the house this weekend. It was a 2-week hard crunch of production and remodel and shopping at IKEA, which means building everything you just bought at IKEA, and it looks great, and it's on 4th Street. And what we do, if you don't know, we do colon hydrotherapy and food allergy and sensitivity testing and a bunch of other cleansing modalities, and I've got some cards right here. And I also have a mailing list. If you sign up, and actually Mr. Monarch over here had donated an ebook. So if you sign up on my mailing list, you get an ebook that he gave us. Do you remember doing that even? Maybe, yeah. But it's still there. He may not remember it, but it's still there. So you can get that ebook, and you can also get information on each of the Monday Night Live events that are coming up. Plus access to all of the videos of the past speakers. We video every single one of these. So started in January and we're going through the end of November. I'm sure there's plenty of speakers who've already been that you might be interested in, or if you want to watch tonight's again. You'll probably get one of these with your bill, which gives you information on our website and how to access all of those videos. Before I turn the microphone over to Matt and Angela, I do want to tell you who's coming up in the next few weeks. Actually, first of all, tomorrow night we're doing a special Tuesday Night Live. So I know that's a lot, 2 nights in a row, but it's Paul Nissan, and he's going to be talking about the daylight diet. So if you have an opportunity to come back out for that, that would be great. On Monday, and that's tomorrow. On Monday, August 31st, we have Sacred Steve Adler. He makes sacred chocolate. Yum, the best raw chocolate ever. Hopefully he'll bring samples. He's doing love and gratitude and the raw food diet. On Monday, September 7th, we have one of my favorite new people that I've met this year. Her name's Abiba Wright. We all know her as the crazy cracker lady. And she's going to be asking the question, are you willing to adjust? Whatever that is that you need to adjust to adopt this lifestyle. And on Monday, September 14th, I've got Steve Campbell. He's an author and a mentor and a professor, and his book is called Making Your Mind Magnificent, Flourishing at Any Age. It's a really wonderful presentation. So tonight, just a little bit of a personal introduction. I first met Matt Monarch, it was either in 2000 or in 2001. We met online through a friend before we'd met in person, and he was just getting into raw food. He had the little frat boy short haircut. Remember, we met at a Portland Raw Festival, and I remember, we all actually remember watching him run around behind everybody asking questions, and at one point it was either Fred Vichy or it was Paul Nissan, and they were like, watch this kid, he's going to turn into something. So here it is 8 or 9 years later, and he's authored 2, really, probably more than that, but the 2 I have, amazing books, Raw Spirit and Raw Success. Love Raw Success. And then Miss Angela Stokes, now Monarch, who has the amazing story of having lost 160 pounds on a raw food diet, featured on CNN. Yeah, that's a woo. Yeah, featured on CNN. Written 6, 7 books, ebooks, downloads. Some of them are here, Raw Emotions, and somewhere along their journeys they crossed paths and recently became like the raw power couple, I would say. So they're going to be talking tonight about raw emotions and raw success, and just give a really big warm welcome to Matt and Angela.
All right, thanks for coming out, everybody. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna speak for the first 45 minutes, and then we're gonna have Angela speak for a half hour, and then that'll be it. Sound good? Okay. So how many people in the room here have healed from a condition or ailment or degenerative disease by improving their lifestyle. Check it out. That's crazy, right? Woo! Straight diet did that. And how many people in this room are 100% raw? 100% totally. Okay, this is crazy, right? Because there are more people healed than there are people that are raw. So this is a good point to make. You don't need to be 100% raw to heal from degenerative diseases. You don't need to be 100% raw to be healthy. And today what I'm going to teach you is how to heal or just be healthy, either adhering to a 100% raw food diet or an intermediate healthy whole food cooked food diet. And I'm hoping not only will the information inspire you today, but it will also empower you to take your health to the next level. So, besides being able to practically heal from every ailment on the planet, why else is the raw food diet so great? I mean, if you read all the books, they say, you know, they're alive, they have enzymes and all these wonderful things, and these are great things. But the number one benefit of the 100% raw food diet that blows every other benefit out of the water is when you adhere to a 100% raw food diet, you're eliminating the foods that actually damage the body. It's actually more important what you don't eat than what you actually eat. I mean, you could seriously eat all the raw foods and superfoods until you're blue in the face. You're not going to get better unless you eliminate the cause, which are certain processed foods that we're going to go over today. And if you want to be on our email list, I'm going to pass this around, and there's postcards about our TV show and our store and all that other fun stuff. So anybody can nourish themselves. I mean, they could seriously go to McDonald's 3 times a day and drink green smoothies and vegetable juices and get all the nourishment they need. But why aren't these people succeeding? It's because they're eating these processed foods that really damage them. And so it's all about what foods are obstructive to the body, what foods are damaging to the body. And tonight I'm going to go between advanced stuff and beginner stuff and advanced stuff and beginner stuff. And I'm going to throw an advanced curveball at you guys right now. Okay, all food is obstructive to the body. In other words, all food is damaging to the body. Even raw food. I know this sounds crazy because if 99% of the population went on a raw food diet right now, they start becoming younger, they start healing from disease, and they start regenerating like crazy. But let me give you another example. Myself. 11 years ago, I didn't have any health challenges. I went on a 100% raw food diet overnight. I was pretty young at the time, and I couldn't believe what was happening to me. I started becoming younger. I was regenerating at this rapid pace. It was unbelievable. But then after about year 7, I started to notice something. I caught up with all I was doing. I detoxed so much of this stuff out of me. I caught up with my new diet, and I began to realize I started to age on the raw food diet. I mean, everybody ages, it's inevitable, but what was aging me? And I know there's a lot of factors, but I felt the greatest factor was the food. So check this out. Becoming younger and regeneration occurs when you start to permanently improve your diet by eliminating more obstructive, damaging foods to the body. So when you improve your diet permanently and start eating less obstructive foods continually, you will start to become younger and regenerate. So what happens is, after a certain amount of time, you kind of catch up with what you're doing and you get rid of all this waste out of your body. And this process can be depending on who you are, it can be up from 3 years to 25 years. And then you start to age at a slower process. So myself, for example, I ate a raw food diet, 100% raw foods. If I were to cut my meals in half right now, I would start regenerating and becoming younger, and then I would catch up with what I was doing, and I would start to age at a slower pace. That's just some advanced stuff for you guys, but we're going to go back to the other stuff now. Okay, so it's all about what foods are least obstructive to the body, what foods are least damaging to the body. And the answer is raw food. I mean, if you think about it, an apple is pretty much just water with vitamins and minerals in it. It doesn't tax the digestive system, it just practically goes right through you. And so it's the least obstructive to the body. So other examples is like a raw food diet is less obstructive than the standard American diet. An intermediate healthy whole food cooked food diet is less obstructive than the standard American diet. A raw food diet's less obstructive than both of those.